Hello again. Well, I guess a lot of you have heard about that SouthWest flight, the one that landed at the wrong airport. It landed at a runway that was half the length of what it's used to landing on. I have no idea how that happened. It makes no sense as to how it happened. The pilot, apparently, according to what the media had said, I believe was a 14-year pilot with SouthWest. And the co-pilot was a 12-year veteran with SouthWest. And none of it makes any sense. Airplanes don't just land at airports. They have to receive clearances. And it doesn't seem to make any sense unless the airport that this plane landed at was an uncontrolled airport and didn't have a control tower. And if it didn't have a control tower, then how would the pilot have known which runway, which end of the runway to approach? None of it makes any sense. I got to believe that neither one of those pilots will be allowed in the cockpit of an airplane where there's lives at stake. You know? I mean, this is really mind-blowing. I don't think it's ever happened before where a commercial flight landed at the wrong airport. I mean, unless there was an emergency kind of an event, and even then it would have been cleared to land at that airport. The people on the airplane were very fortunate because apparently that runway again was half the length of what the plane normally lands on, and I think there was a cliff at the end of the runway. So they're real fortunate that nobody was injured. But I'd be interested in learning more about what happened and how it could have happened. I'm a private pilot, and I sort of know how the game's played, and it's not played where you can just land at any runway that you choose. The only time that something like that might occur is, again, if there were an emergency and the plane had to get down. But that wasn't the case. From what the media reported, the plane thought, or the pilots thought, that they were landing at the correct airport. How nuts is any of this? And they're really fortunate for a whole lot of reasons. If it's an uncontrolled airport, there could have been other airplanes in the vicinity. And those airplanes wouldn't expect a 737 to be landing at that airport. In either case, I guess we'll see how it all unfolds. As I learn more, I'll try to update folks that are tuned into my channel. Thank you for viewing, and I hope you enjoy some of the humor that I try to provide. In this instance, this isn't funny. This is darn well scary. So what do you think? I told you what I think.